What is up, everybody? It's Revv time. Today I want to talk about, I guess, not being original is really what's happened here, or the perception of. And it's based on what's on my pedal board. When I designed this new board, people didn't come at me, but it was those comments like, "Oh, Strymon, that's original." And for me, the reason I've stuck with, especially the timeline, isn't because it's better than anything else. To be honest with you, it's just it's what I'm used to. It's what I know how to dial in to just get sounds quickly. There's certainly other companies out there that are creating incredible products. It just sounds so good. But in my case, I just stick with what I know. Had I used something else, some other product, maybe Eventide or you name it, then that's what I would have stuck with. I mean, that being said, I am a fan of Strymon products, but I'm not necessarily a fanboy of products. I mean, if my ears ever stray away, from a timeline, or even the Big Sky. The Big Sky is kind of the same thing. There's other reverbs out there that I may even actually be better, but I don't feel the need. I'm not unhappy with that. So if it's a product that I know and just kind of understand, and I'm very basic in how I look at products. I don't deep dive into, especially, delays and reverbs. I tend to find, settings that I like, and I store them, and there you go. Like even this setting is just the dual setting. It just sounds cool. I've got it dialed so it modulates a little bit. You got the filter and grit controls. You guys that are hip to the Strymon stuff know what all of that does. I like having things just kind of in front of me that I can dial really quickly without having to scroll through a lot of pages. And in this case, that works really well. I mean, I'll use things like that. I'm less apt to use like a tape delay. If I do, I'll tweak that in so it's got a lot of wow and flutter kind of going on. You guys that follow, especially my YouTube channel, but even this channel will know that, I tend to just use kind of a faster, like slapback delay as my start point. And honestly, that's a digital delay. I just turn the tone down and keep it a little bit darker. And that's what I've used for years as well. And that's just simply what I'm used to. So I can go from this that I just set up really quick to like this is just a straight like digital delay. And that's when I'll use, I might do overdrive with it. Kind of thing. I mean, I can turn it up so it's a little more apparent, maybe a few more repeats. Let me see. But that's where, I'll keep it set. That's kind of a start point for, like overdriven tones. Like medium overdriven tones, but all the way to, you know, soloing. You know, that's just kind of my bass setting, and you can tell it's a little bit darker than the main tone. And then all I do is 9 times out of 10, even though I did in this case I turned up the mix a bit, but 9 times out of 10 I'll just have more repeats to get it to sound a little bit more present. But that's a very basic setting. And once again, that's just what I'm used to with that pedal. And then sometimes I can just add reverb to it. Like I can add like a hall reverb with the Big Sky. You know, just to add more, you know, if I want it to sound more spread out or kind of spacious, sometimes I'll just add a simple hall reverb. And it's the same thing. Now, if I want to do things that are really elaborate, or, you know, more of the ice settings or octave settings or ducking settings, things like that, then I'll dial those in, and these do it fine. There might be products that actually do it better, and that's fine too. But these just work. You know, honestly, if I want like a true memory man, I'm not going to reach for my timeline. I've got a Rocket Pedals Clockworks delay that I really think is great for that true kind of memory man delay thing. Not only does it have the, you know, it's one thing to have the, you know, proper chips and all that sorted, but it also has the proper preamp. So if I really want to go for that, then I'll just get that out. But that's not my typical delay sound, if that makes any sense. I like I said, I'm very simple. I tend to just do kind of a slap back delay, or a dual delay that's got some chorusing, or a tape delay that's got some flutter, or a lo-fi, or whatever it ends up being. I can pretty much drag that out of the timeline. So for me, when I pick out things that I want to have on a board, it's not really based on anything other than what's been working for me. And if I'm looking for something else, then that's based on, well, what I have isn't working, you know, for some reason. Maybe my ears have changed over the years and I just want to hear something else. But for the most part, yeah, I gravitate towards what works. So the Strymon stuff has been around for a long time, and maybe it can be, you know, perceived as unoriginal to, you know, not use something else. But at the end of the day, that's the stuff that works. So, you know, what do you guys use? What are your favorite delays? What are your favorite reverbs? You know, are you guys more into, you know, especially ambient guys that just love tons of ambience and big spread out stereo delays and verbs? Like, what are you guys using and how are you using it? I'm always really interested to hear from you guys, because you've all got great ears, and when you chime in on the comments, it's just great for me to hear, you know, what you're into. I really enjoy that. So yeah, let me know what you're up to, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.